Welcome to summer camp, everybody. Hey, Johnny, it's week 3, day 1 viral hits at AI summer camp. It's going to be an exciting week, isn't it?
Every week that has a soundtrack is a great week.
For real, for real, for real. If you actually join us for the first time seeing this, we're doing AI summer camp all summer long, keeping your kids busy. It's only $100 a week, $500 for the entire summer. Jump in, learn a whole bunch of cool stuff. Yeah, Johnny, what was your favorite part about last week? We did movies last week.
I was able to put myself in an anime, and then I was able to brag about it to my kids.
That's awesome. Yeah, if you want to check out those episodes, those are actually on our YouTube channel. Just go back and check the live streams. All right, yeah, Johnny. Episode 1.
Welcome to Season 13 and 14 of Airhead Institute. This is our 2-hour summer camp kicking off every day at noon Eastern. Right now, we are broadcasting the kickoff live across all the socials and Zoom, but at 12:45 p.m., we pivot. That's when we transition into an exclusive private lesson where our campers get hands-on experience actually building and creating with these AI tools. Plus, they'll be proving their new skills and earning official certifications by completing our certification exams. Here is what we are building over our epic 9-week summer lineup. Week 1, AI images for Roblox and Minecraft. Week 2, AI movies in Anime Studio. Week 3, AI music for TikTok sounds and Spotify hits. Week 4, AI games for classic arcade games. Week 5, AI ethics, hackers, deepfakes, and scams. Week 6, AI images for Disney and Marvel. Week 7, AI movies, Hollywood in your pocket. Week 8, AI music for hip-hop beats and gaming soundtracks. Week 9, AI games for phone and app store games. We're making AI practical, powerful, and fun for everyone. No tech background, no problem. Whether you're a kid ready to build awesome projects or an adult looking to audit a class and learn, just show up. Spots are still open. It's just $100 per week, or you can unlock the whole summer for $500. Secure your spot right now at www.airheadinstitute.ai. Guided by your hosts, AI Junior and AI Johnny, we're keeping it bold, brainy, and built for real-world impact. Let's stop scrolling and start creating. Welcome to camp.
Welcome back, AI summer campers, to Season 13. Today we're in Week 3, Day 1, learning about AI music, TikTok sounds, and Spotify hits. My rap name today is AI Johnny. A massive shout out to our new campers jumping in today, and a huge welcome back to everyone who survived our anime movie marathon just last week. What if the next viral TikTok anthem wasn't played but typed? The music industry walls are collapsing, and today we aren't just listening, we're producing. In the next 45 minutes, you will learn to forge raw text into chart-ready sonic gold. We are bypassing expensive studios to drop heavy beats using nothing but raw imagination. So if you want to dominate the algorithms, you can't afford to miss today's show. Guiding us is AI Junior. I caught him at 3 a.m. desperately prompting a glitchy robot rap about a cold pizza. Let's pray his bloodstream is pure espresso by now so he can actually teach this stuff. Over to you, AI Junior.
Yo, first of all, that cold pizza rap was highly experimental, okay? The system wasn't just ready for my underground sound. Welcome back to AI Camp, everyone. Look, this is immersive summer camp. You might not understand every piece of technical AI jargon and audio jargon we dropped today, but stick with us daily and you'll be fluent in AI and beats in no time. If you're on the streams, you're getting the first 45 minutes for free. Campers, you should already be on the Zoom chat. If you're not, I'm actually dropping the link right now so you guys can actually come into the official Zoom chat. All right, so AI Johnny, as you mentioned, we will be kicking off week 3 and looking at our master plan. We spent our first 2 weeks generating visuals. Today we cross over to TTM, which stands for text to music. All right, Adrian, thanks for joining. Jillian, thanks for joining. All right, by Friday, our AI campers are going to arrange and export a fully layered radio-ready masterpiece. But today we have to start out with the foundation, engineering the ultimate instrumental beat. AI Johnny, are you ready for it?
Yep.
Look at that. Everybody's
Got the
all
beat
beat.
down.
There you go. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, AI Johnny. So check this out. We're gonna go ahead and jump over to AI Studio. So once we actually go over to AI Studio, again, we're not going to necessarily get into the tools per se, but if you actually are in the AI camp, we actually give you hands-on training in each of those things. So the concept is what we want to take you to here first. All right, AI Johnny. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have this, I'm in AI Studio, and I know how's the font, AI Johnny? I'm using this AI Studio, and it's a little gray for me right now, which is, I guess, okay, but
A
it's
little
kind of hard
dim.
to see.
It's a little
So
dim, but we're not reading today. We're listening today.
you're absolutely right. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in just a simple prompt. Now, how's the text on that? Is that text nice and big for you?
Gigantic.
Awesome. All right, so what it says is a fast paced 125 BPM, that's beats per minute, viral pop beat with slap bass and futuristic vocal chops for a summer video montage. Yeah, John, you ready to hear this?
Let me see what it's fast pace. 120. That sounds really fast. Viral pop beat. So it's pop with slap bass, right?
Yep. You know, it
Right.
depends
And
if it's a,
futuristic
if it's,
vocal chops.
depends if it's a fish or if it's a song.
Well, so it'll sound like Fleetwood Mac, but a lot faster.
You know, I'm not sure even who Fleetwood Mac is, so I'm not really sure. Sure. All right, let's actually generate AI, Johnny. All right, while it's actually generating, so the AI is actually taking our text, it's looking at the actual tokens, it's breaking it down and actually send it over to the large language model. And that large language model is going to be able to take that and actually create some kind of song. No, the thing is, we're using right now a Lyria preview, which means that you're only going to get about 30 seconds of song. We could use the full version that would actually give us about a 2, 3, 4 minute song, but we're not going to do that yet. All right, yeah, Johnny, the song came. Wow, the song, I actually did pick the pro version, so it did give me a 2 minute song. So AI Johnny, Shauna, thanks for joining. So AI Johnny, are you ready to actually hear what it actually created?
I've got 2 minutes.
We're gonna pay like maybe 30 seconds or so, unless you actually think it's really, really good. Let's keep going. So let's go.
Running on the edge of the light, everything is feeling so right. Blue on blue, we're blurring the lines, chasing every second we find. Can you feel the pulse in the heat? Echoes in the move of our feet.
All right, yeah, John, I'm not gonna play any more. What'd you think?
Sounds a lot like Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, Johnny, one day I'm gonna learn all these random people that you keep dropping because I don't even know who that is. But did you hear that beat, AI Johnny?
Yeah, it was pretty professional.
It was, the actual beat itself is like awesome. So that's the power of Lyria 3 Pro architecture. So since we actually are completely live, let's actually run a prompt iteration just to show the campers how a small change shift the entire vibe. So AI Gen, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and change just one little thing. You want to poll the audience and tell me what you think they should actually be looking for? What should we change?
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I'll tell you what you can change. You can change the beats per minute. You can change whether it's a pop beat or something else. You
Yeah.
can change the bass. You can change futuristic.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Here's an idea. Make it a dark cyberpunk trap beat.
Okay. All right. I like that.
But see if the platform can handle cyberpunk.
All right. Okay. Let's do that. So let's make it. So let's do, instead of a pop beat, let's make it a. You said what? A dark cyberpunk
trap beat.
Trap beat. All right. So all we did was just change just a couple of things. So instead of pop beat, we actually changed it to a viral cyberpunk trap beat. All right. I'm gonna hit generate, and let's hear it. Let me actually download the song just so we don't lose it. AI Johnny. And while that's there, if you guys realize, all we just did was just change in 3 words, right? It was before was a viral pop beat, and now we actually just swapped out for dark cyberpunk trap beat. That's it. That's the only thing we actually changed. So let's see how we change just a few words. Here we go. Yeah, Johnny.
Data stream, flicker check, system check, system check, system check.
Interesting. Isn't that interesting, yeah, Johnny? Just changing one little thing changes up the whole entire song. So what do you think?
Sounds like the final boss level of a futuristic racing game.
Exactly. So you just saw, the cool, amazing actual changes. So yeah, Johnny, let's actually get to the word of the day.
I would be curious before we get to the word of the day. I would be curious that if you switched it back to what it was before Cyberpunk, if it would give the exact same song or just a similar song.
No, that's the beautiful part about it, AI, Johnny. So I'm glad you asked that question. So all these models that we're dealing with are known as non-deterministic. It's a really big word, and I don't want to necessarily confuse a lot of people. Is the same input doesn't guarantee the same output. So when we're actually coding, and I see, my engineering folks are actually on the line, when you actually go through an algorithm says that if you give it the same input, you'll always get back the same output. We're going away from that now into the AI world, and the AI world is now non-deterministic, which means that you give the same input, you will almost guarantee never to get the same output because the number of actual parameters and passes actually goes through. So unfortunately, we're in the world of if you don't like it, you either generate a whole new one or you try to do something really, really surgical for that little piece. So either you take it or you leave it. Yeah, Johnny.
So they don't make it easy if you want the same one back with one word different.
Yeah, so there are tools out there that actually makes you can actually take a segment and slice it out and then put something in, but it has to match the start and the end, just like we do with the VO on start reference frame and end reference frames. So they can make you take out the chunk and they can make that chunk as small as possible, but you can't generate the whole entire thing, unfortunately. It's the same thing in Suno as well. Suno, you can go in and say, I want to take out just a little piece and swap it out.
Right.
Awesome.
Okay,
Great question.
word of the day. This is that exact time of the broadcast. Let's lay down the official word, which is Lyria prompt tuning. The official definition is using descriptive phrasing to establish complex genre blends, tempos, beats per minute, and instruments for a backing track template using Google Lyria parameters. Think of it like a superstar DJ standing behind a massive mixing board. You aren't just pressing a simple play button, you are twisting all the knobs to tell the band exactly how fast to play, what the vibe should feel like, and exactly what instruments to bring to the stage.
You're spot on, AI, Johnny. So when you actually generate audio, the AI needs structure, right? If you just type in make a song, the output is going to sound like a just completely, totally skibbity, right? But if you're actually using Lyria prompt tuning, I love that, AI, Johnny. You inject exact variables like BPM, beats per minute, and specific instrumental tags to force the neural networks to align the frequencies exactly how you envision them, right? So you just get to practically tell it what you want. Now, music is a little bit different than, say, for example, images, or it's a little bit different than video. And the reason is because music is actually you layer certain things, and the things that you layer, we're going to actually go over and actually show a little bit of example. So AI, Johnny, what I did was I actually created a little Airhead music generation simulator, right? Now, most people, no, I am very auditory challenged or musically challenged. So I have no sense of rhythm. I have no sense of any of those things. But if you actually follow a pattern, music is actually not that hard to actually follow. So, AI, Johnny, what's the first thing you realize we did in the BPMs of setting a song. And the moment I said 120 or 135, you're like, man, that's actually pretty fast. So yours sounds like you're musically inclined yourself, right?
I am mathematically inclined or gifted, but so are you. And I was told that mathematical gift would make me a musician, a good musician. And I tried it. I was in a band when I was in high school, but my mother made the mistake of putting me into accordion classes. And this was in the 70s. And that was long past the time that people would be learning accordion. And so if she had put me in a guitar class, I'd probably still be playing to this day. But in the times, I also took piano lessons, and I kind of got it. I understood it, but it was hard and it was clumsy for me. However, that all said, what I could never do is you couldn't just tell me like a sound like first of all, I could never sit down at a piano and just play a song from memory, right? I'd always have to look at the chords and then sort of remember how my fingers were and then play those chords. But I'll tell you something that I can do. I can whistle any song, any song. And that's different muscles in my lips, right? Different ways to blow the air. And so somehow my brain knows the difference between an A and a G and a C flat, that I can whistle it, but I don't have that dexterity in my fingers to play guitar or piano. And that's just a dirty trick.
Yeah, hey Johnny, I think I'm the best singer in the shower. So let's actually get over to this music generator simulator. So
You might get back to the class. I see.
so what happens is, let's say for example, the first thing that most people realize if they get is picking the actual tempo, right? So I actually have this little green thing here. Now it depends on the style and the type of music you want. Now again, there's infinite possibilities, but once I want to show you what the things that you want to layer in. So yeah, Johnny, we actually have this little tempo drum thingamajig slider here. I love sliders here on these show. But we actually want to pick something. So I have something as slow as 60 beats per minute, and I have something as fast as 180 beats per minute. Tell me, what do you want? What do you want to start with? Huh?
180.
Oh, fine, 180.
Of course.
I love it. So here's what we're going to do. So by actually layering in some principles, we're going to be able to set up our song. So we set up our beats. All right. Yeah, Johnny, how is the volume on that? Is that loud enough? Can you hear it?
I can hear it.
All right. So that's 180 beats per minute. Now, if we wait, for example, drop it down to 60, this is what 60 beats per minute sounds like. How's that, yeah, Johnny?
So the game of Pong is played at 60 beats per minute.
Probably. You're probably right about that. So what happens is your frame, the first layer you want to actually put on is your beats per minute, right? So we actually have your beats per minute. So let's set it about 125, 130 beats per minute. So we actually have our beats. Now what happens is, to make something sound a little bit more interesting, you need to add something else. You can't just do a drum or a thing and you need to have something repetitive. The next thing you need to do is, people like bass. So we're going to turn on some bass AI, Johnny. All right. So we've actually now just layered in some deep bass, and we can either go a lot of bass or a little bit of bass. Yeah, Johnny, what do you want to do? A lot of bass, a little bass first. Which one?
Just about half as much as that.
All right, so we actually have less bass. Then the last thing you want to do is you want to put in some other type of, some complexity of the synthesis here. So you want simple chords, or you want something really complex?
Saxophone.
Well, I can't pick what it is. I just want to tell, is you want it complex or you want it very light? Light or a little?
Complex.
Man, you like complex stuff. I love it. All right, so by doing just 3 little things, right? Setting the tempo, setting how much bass you want, and setting the complexity of the actual other musical instruments, you can create practically anything. And then once you have that, you have the foundation for any song that you want to create. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, Johnny?
So you could use this to drop a beat for your next rap album.
You know what, AI Johnny? I've used it to actually drop 3 beats on my next rap album that debuted just this morning on Spotify. So go check it out. All
I'll
right.
check it out. I like what you're doing. So I'm assuming behind the scenes, the generate beat is actually just generating a prompt based on your 3 selections and shooting it off to Lyria.
No, so the simulator is all just local browser-based sound. So there's actually no AI. There's nothing here. This is all just locally happening using the browser APIs. So nothing complex here.
So you're demonstrating that when you write a prompt that asks for beats and asks for complexity and asks for bass, this is what you might get. Here's the reason I bring this distinction up. When you first put that a fast-paced 125 words beats per minute viral pop beat, I remember reading it and going, I don't know what this is going to sound like. So I had to read it more closely. And then I said it was going to sound like Fleetwood Mac. And I know you don't know what Fleetwood Mac is, but most of the people in this call do. And I remember hearing it thinking, it's not too far from Fleetwood Mac. So I was glad that I was close. I'm glad it didn't sound like Metallica. So anyway, here's my point. If you grab a text and you ask for music and you don't even know what you're going to get, or worse, you're surprised by what you got, even if you like it, you can't claim ownership to that at all. You didn't even know what you were asking for. You just cut and pasted it from somewhere. But if you understand how beats per minutes work, and you can start to hear music that you like, and you can start asking for stuff that you would ordinarily create if you were a musician, then when that beat comes out and it sounds like what you were hoping it would sound like, then you can claim ownership to that. I know it's just a sidebar, but it's an important one.
No worries, no worries. You're
These people.
you're good, AI Johnny. AI Johnny, I love the fact that, all our campers might actually know who Fleetwood Mac is. Because, if I don't know who Fleetwood Mac is, our campers probably do, like you mentioned. All right, so check this out, AI Johnny. So we actually have a new prompt that we actually want to try out, right? So here's the prompt we actually want to try out here is the following. We want to do a slow, lo-fi hip-hop track at around 85 beats per minute with a dusty vinyl crackle effect, smooth jazz piano, and a chill, relaxing vibe. So, AI Johnny, we're going to do something. So 85 beats per minute. So we already noticed we're layering in the things that actually, we're layering the things that we learned earlier. And I want to point out the things while it's actually generating. So AI Johnny, so the first thing is, can you notice the actual pace here, the tempo? So we actually have 85 beats per minute. So that's the foundation you want to say. You want to say, I want to do 85 beats per minute. Then what's happening is we want to layer in the actual musical instruments. So we actually have a piano here. We're actually saying it's a smooth jazz piano. We're actually adding some sound effects here. So dusty vinyl crackle effect. Now again, there you go. Is it too loud? How's that?
Like a piano bar.
All right. Well, you said, yeah, Johnny, it's a piano bar?
So question, why did you put dusty vinyl crackle in there? Does AI actually know what dusty vinyl sounds like?
You know what, Johnny, I'm glad you actually asked. If you actually listen, I'm going to actually play. Now, depending on if you're old enough to know who Fleetwood Mac is, or if you're a camper who don't know what Fleetwood Mac is, there's actually a little bit old technology how we used to play music on vinyl records. Now, I do know they still stamp vinyl records, so I don't want to say it's young kids don't know what that is. But there's actually a little needle that went on a rotating piece of vinyl or plastic. And you can actually hear... Now, AI Johnny, I'm sure this is going to be very, very memorable to you. If you actually listen really closely, you'll hear the vinyl crackle. So listen to it. You hear it? Yeah, it actually has that undertone of not so crisp, like artifact. So the beautiful part is the words vinyl crackle or tape hiss gives the audio a physical texture. So tricking the ear into thinking it was recording on an old school studio equipment rather than being digitally synthesized. So what we're doing is we're actually faking analog artifacts in a digital world by just saying, hey, give it some vinyl crackle effects and all those little things. Really, really impressive, right? Yeah, Johnny?
It's impressive to our Gen Z folks out there in the campground. It's very rare that you're going to hear a piano melody that has Riz,
Yeah,
but
you're
it
absolutely right.
does.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, Johnny. Love it.
Let's do a quick camper check-in. Raise your hand right now if you want us to speed this up or turn it into a high-energy dance track. Look at all those hands out there. Somebody give us some ideas on what we can do to make this thing faster, different. Let's have a little fun with it.
All right. All right. So yeah, Jenny, we're actually looking at the stream and let me see. What's actually coming in is okay. People are saying bump it up. Yeah, Johnny, they love. I see Jillian also. Jillian, go ahead.
Yeah, I got one here that says, "Can I make the AI sing my exact lyrics?"
Yeah, we can. But Jillian, were you actually going to ask a question?
Let's save that for the Q&A.
Yeah, you're right. Jillian, did you actually have a question? You wanted to actually you would vote with a number? You wanted to say something? All right, maybe just accident there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump it up to say they're saying 128 beats per minute. Rather a strange number. It's not an odd number, but it is a odd number. 1,000,000 beats per minute. Yeah, Johnny, you're crazy. All right, so let's go generate that same exact thing, and we're going to change it from 85 beats. Let me save the song just so we can hear the difference, just in case. Yeah, Johnny, you're crazy. You're going 100 beats per minute. Our eardrums are gonna die at 100 beats per minute. You know, you're probably just gonna hear like a machine gun or something. All right, so this is actually coming back. It should come back now in about 5 or 10 seconds or so. Let's hear what it actually sounds like. Yeah, Johnny, I cannot wait for 128. Oh, it says no audio generator, and this happens sometimes, guys. So don't sweat if you actually have an issue where it says no audio generated. It's either it's too busy, the server's actually off. It's just too busy, can't actually generate your item. So just hit that regenerate button, and it will hopefully generate it again for you if the servers aren't busy. So AI Johnny, did you like that that 85 beats, or you think you're gonna like the 128 beats better?
Is it gonna do it? Is it gonna spit it out?
I hope it's gonna spit it out. I think it's gonna spit it out. There you go. Listen to that drop now, it's gonna come. That's pretty good. Yeah, Johnny, I'm gonna actually even swap out just a smooth jazz piano for heavy electronic synth stabs. All right, so we're gonna just change just some layers and see what happens. So smooth jazz audio, we're gonna change this. Heavy electronic synth stabs. Let's hear what that sounds like. And the beautiful part we're teaching you guys is just changing 3 different parts of the actual song. You can layer in as many things as you actually need. We haven't even picked a genre yet. And if you notice, the genre is something that's actually kind of like in a set of parameters already, right? So if you're actually thinking about, rap depends on what type of rap. It's going to have either a faster beat. Here we go, yeah, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny, hear the heavy electronic synths? right, yeah, Johnny, that was pretty amazing. What do you think?
I think if I would have had this technology when I was in high school, I would have written a whole album about how I can't stay awake in my social studies class, but I didn't.
You know what? A lot of kids actually, a lot of our campers actually in our AI Tally Lab right after this, once we actually stop the live stream, all you guys are going to head into a private Tally Lab to do exactly what we just did. And if you want to create something that will write a song about staying awake in social studies class, you can do that as well. So here's what you'll be building. You'll be actually writing an original music prompt to build your own unique backing tracks. So you're going to be playing with beats per minute and genre blending. So, start brainstorming your songs right now, or your sounds right now, so you can actually just be able to know exactly the type of style you're wanting. So remember those three things: beats per minute, the actual, how deep you want your bass, and the actual other instruments that you actually want inside your song. All right, yeah, Johnny. Any
You guys are ready to make music already, 30 minutes into the lesson. I spend 10 times as long as that in accordion lessons, and I can't play a single song.
yeah, Johnny. All this AI is actually just making us super, super productive. All right, so do we actually? I know you had one question that you had queued up. What was the question, yeah, Johnny?
Yeah, let's see what else is in there. Well, actually, the question that came in is good. It's about using lyrics. Can I make the AI sing my exact lyrics today? We might as well get into that because it's not yours unless you have some lyrics, right?
AI, Johnny, everything that you create now with AI is actually yours, depending on the pricing tier that you sign up for. So if you're using a free program, chances are if it actually gets huge and it blows up and it goes viral, if you're on some free tier, chances are you do not own it. You actually will not get a penny from that actual sales. Now, if, say, for example, you're on a commercial license and you're actually paying for it for commercial use, chances are, again, I say chances are, unless you read your terms and conditions, you do own the rights to that. So whether it's just a beat, just some little bit of words, anything it is, you actually own everything on that song. So yeah, Johnny. So yes. So the question is, can you actually add words? So yes, that's gonna come on another day. We are gonna be able to talk about actual generating the words and actually showing. So we're gonna be layering this. So this is actually a 5 day summer camp for music. So all this week itself, you're going to be able to understand each part of the actual song and then layer things in and then be able to add your words in. So AI Johnny, love the question, just not today.
I've got more questions.
Uh-huh.
What happens if I don't put a beat per minute number in my prompt? What's it going to default to?
You know what, AI Johnny? Let's try it. Let's actually try it. So because it's a statistical model, right? Let's take polls out there. Let's pretend, for example, I do not put 128 beats per minute here. Okay, I'm gonna remove that. And by just removing that, remember what it sounded like before, right? That's what it sounded like before. So by just taking out the beats per minute, yeah, Johnny, what do you think might happen? I'm gonna hit generate, and before it comes back, what's your guess?
I think it's going to remember that your last song was 128 and try to match the same thing.
All right.
Might not be the same song, but I think it'll be the same beats. But I don't think we know. I don't think any of us can measure that.
All right, so let me tell you what actually is happening. So from our, so all these models are what's known as stateless, which means that every time you send in a prompt, even if you send the prompt in a conversation, even if you send the prompt in a conversation and you're talking to the AI for 100 messages back and forth, that message is actually sent, the entire thread, back to the LLM or back to the large language model as a brand new conversation. It has never ever seen you before. So all the context is packed in every single time. And what that means is that every time you talk to an LLM, it's like 51st dates. You're talking to it for the first time. The only way it knows anything about history is by the app you're using is either stuffing in additional information about the context, in the context either about you, its memories, what it knows about the past, or your previous conversations. Now, in this particular scenario, I'm cheating a little bit because I know that I'm using AI Studio. And because AI Studio is actually just doesn't remember history, it's sending in this brand new prompt every single time. So, really, if I was using another app AI, Johnny, it probably would have remembered it, but it's not in this scenario. So I'm cheating a little bit. No, what's actually happening is because it's a statistical model, super important to always remember these campers, is that because it's a statistical model, it's looking at the each token and saying, based on the token, trying to figure out what is the attention it needs to focus on. So here's the thing, yeah, Johnny. No, I don't know exactly what it did in this scenario, but I can guess what is happening. So it actually sees the word slow here, right? And by seeing the word slow, it's saying the word slow. If I look up in latent space, the word slow happens to hover around 80, 70, 60 beats per minute. The word fast in latent space is actually in the 120, 130, 140 beats per minute. So because it's actually said the word slow, the attention mechanism is focusing on the word slow here, and it's actually driving down the actual thing. Now here's where it gets tricky. It sees hip hop and it says, hip hop, interesting. Hip hop, if I could look in latent space, hip hop is usually fast. I'm a little confused now. So just like it's saying, I want to draw a turtle that's also a dinosaur, that's also a cat, it's going to try to figure out something. And statistically, it's going to figure out where in latent space it is. So statistically, it's going to try to figure out, based on the words, what the beats per minute should be. And it's going to use your other words to assume what it should be. And that's what the statistical model. So if you run this 100 times, it's probably going to be closer to the same standard number that it's expecting. So in this scenario, it may be a mixture between slow and fast, but we can't measure it, but we can tell if it sounds slow or if it sounds fast. Does that make sense, yeah, Johnny?
Hey, Rain Man, how do you know how fast slow is and fast is in latent space? You're not in latent space.
You're right, yeah, Johnny. All right, let's hear what this sounds like. Yeah, so it guessed, and I'm guessing it's actually moved something closer to the hip hop side than the slow side. So it's actually pretty clever. So you don't have to actually put in how many beats per minute. It will figure out statistically based on what it's focused on. Great question. All right, yeah, Johnny, let's
I'm
actually
gonna
get.
I'm going to put that beat in my home elevator. We do have one more question.
Actually, let's get to the ethical. Let's get to the ethical thought today. Yeah, thanks.
All right. Let's look closely at the Airhead code. An Airhead is honest and responsible. We've covered this before. Because we can generate studio quality music with few words, it is incredibly easy to prompt the AI to exactly copy the specific sound of a real hardworking artist, or to generate a track and lie to your friends saying you played the instruments yourself. Never use AI generation tools to steal a real musician's copyrighted or uncopyrighted identity, or to deceive your community about how a song was made. We use our skills to make original art, never to plagiarize. It's a good one.
Yep. You're so right. Big facts, yeah, Johnny. All right, how can we actually use our music magic to lift people up? All right, so for my younger campers out there tuning in for ages 10 to 13 or so, here are two fun ways that you can actually deploy today's lessons immediately. So first, use a TTM, a text-to-music generator, to generate a custom copyright-free background music for your Roblox game builds, right? Second, you can also generate an intense 15-second hype beat to use as an intro track to your YouTube gaming channel.
Okay, if you're 14 to 18, you can step it up. You can use it for studying and you can use it for your game creation. Let me get more specific. First, you can use Lyria prompt tuning parameters to produce lo-fi beats that you can actually upload and stream to your study playlists. And second, if you're coding apps or indie games, you can become your own sound engineer and generate custom boss fight soundtracks without paying the thousands of dollars for studio licensing. Two big cool things.
Yeah,
we'll get into that in the gaming, won't we?
You're absolutely right, yeah, Johnny. Definitely. Can't wait for that gaming. That's in what week? Isn't that's next week, right? Yeah, Johnny. I think so. We're doing gaming next week.
Gaming is week 4. Yeah,
That's
gaming is week 4.
that's awesome. Yeah, Johnny. What about the news? Anything fun in the news?
Yep. Yep. The U.S. government is blocking Anthropic's Fable model on Friday at around 5 p.m. The U.S. government gave a massive directive forcing Anthropic to block its Fable 5 model, the public tame version of its ultra powerful Mythos system, from all non US citizens because the way the cloud server works, they had to shut it down for everyone worldwide. That's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, Johnny.
Government step.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Johnny. I actually want to camp a little bit on this model. So, I'm actually have mixed feelings about what's actually happening. So, just to recap, what's actually happening. Late Friday evening, the government stepped in, and Anthropic's model, Fable, they actually blocked it from non-U.S. citizens, and unfortunately, they didn't know how to determine who's using the product as a non-US citizen or a US citizen. So unfortunately, Anthropic had to actually shut down Fable from the entire world. Now, this is actually one of the first times we've actually seen something like this. It actually is unprecedented, where we actually have a something like this, that intelligence itself is not available to the world, right? We saw something very similar to this, and it happened in the internet back then. People were very interested in, what if we have bad things on the internet? We need to regulate the internet, and we've seen this story play out many, many times before in terms of censorship. So, at some point in time, we do know that China is in the top 5 right now of AI models. Fortunately, Anthropic itself is the number 1, the number 2 spots in terms of models. But it's only a matter of time that these models are going to be accessible to everybody, because the technology is just going to keep getting better and better. My personal belief is I don't think we should be limiting, especially when there's a competition right now between the United States and China. It just means that we may be handing China the actual reins. But yeah, Johnny, let's actually get into headline 2, because it actually gets even crazier.
Pretty nuts. Andrei Karpathy is blocked from his own tech because of the sudden ban on non-citizens. Legendary AI researcher Andrei Karpathy, who recently joined Anthropic, he's a Slovak Canadian citizen holding a green card, which means he cannot legally even access or work on the software that he is helping to invent. The guy building the tech isn't legally allowed to use the tech. That's a pretty wild plot twist.
Yeah, so I've been in software engineering now for over 22 years. I've been building software shoulders to shoulders with every person, every race, every creed, every walks of life, right? And it has enabled the ability for anybody to be able to create anything. And yeah, Johnny, throughout my career, I have worked with some amazing and brilliant people, and almost all of them, right, if I statistically look at it, have been non-American, right? They're non-US citizens, which means that a thing like this blocks out a lot of non-Americans from actually even touching the software to actually break the law. So it's actually quite unfortunate. Imagine if I'm actually experimenting every single day so I can actually show you guys what's going on. Now, I am fortunate to be an American citizen, but I was actually born in Jamaica. Now, just imagine if this technology came out just 2 years before I got my citizenship. I would not be able to teach you guys about the really cool things that these large language models can do. So it actually personally affects me, and I just wanted to actually pour my heart out in terms of the things that non-citizens are actually building, but not able to actually touch it. So my heart goes out to, and Andrei Karpathy is the one who invented vibe coding. He actually helped Tesla actually with self-driving cars. So all self-driving cars in Tesla is because of that guy. So just wanted to let you guys know, and he actually worked at a lot of cool places, and he did a lot of cool things. So anyway, that's it. Yeah, Johnny, anything else?
Headline number 3, educated Americans are the most nervous about the new AI. A new national Reuters and Pew Research survey mapping American fears just dropped. It shows that America is deeply afraid of AI and wants heavy regulation. So get this, the data shows that the more educated you are, the more nervous you are about AI. Everyone used to assume the exact opposite was true. So the people who actually know how to use this stuff are the ones that are sweating it the most. That tells us a lot about AI. But Junior, you and I are highly educated about AI. I'm not afraid of it. I don't know if you are. Though I walk through the shadow of the valley of tech, I fear no evil. Shout out to Thursday night.
Love it, AI Johnny. It would have been better if you said, I fear no AI. That's awesome. Love it. I see hearts from Shauna in the live stream. All right, AI Johnny, let's wrap up.
My mind is buzzing after hearing these drops. I'm literally about to go cooking with this after the show. No cap. I'm going to generate an ultra-wide stadium anthem with massive drums. Listen up, crew. Today we mastered the instrumentals. Tomorrow on Tuesday, we're taking control of the voices, which is what one of our questions was. We're jumping into prosody tagging, where we will dictate pacing, emotion, and vocal traits to make our TTS dialogue sound incredibly human. It's going to be pretty wild. AI Junior, what say you?
All right, tomorrow's vocal training is going to be fire. Before we slice the public broadcast line, a quick reminder to all our viewers online, summer camp is only $100 per week or $500 for the whole entire summer. Tell your parents and go to www.airheadinstitute.ai. Invite also a friend to camp. Share this with someone who loves making beats, and make sure you share the camp on social. Tag Airhead Institute on all the socials so we can actually see what you are creating. You can also watch the replay on this stream. If you missed anything, it's live on YouTube for a limited time. And AI Johnny, it's now 12:45. All the streams, we're cutting you guys off and going over to our private channel. All right, AI Johnny, ready?
I'm ready. Let's rock it.
All right, see you guys later.
Welcome to Season 13 and 14 of Airhead Institute. This is our 2-hour summer camp kicking off every day at noon Eastern. Right now, we are broadcasting the kickoff live across all the socials and Zoom. But at 12:45 p.m., we pivot. That's when we transition into an exclusive private lesson where our campers get hands-on experience actually building and creating with these AI tools. Plus, they'll be proving their new skills and earning official certifications by completing our certification exams. Here is what we are building over our epic 9-week summer lineup. Week 1, AI images for Roblox and Minecraft. Week 2, AI movies in Anime Studio. Week 3, AI music for TikTok sounds and Spotify hits. Week 4, AI games for classic arcade games. Week 5, AI ethics, hackers, deepfakes, and scams. Week 6, AI images for Disney and Marvel. Week 7, AI movies, Hollywood in your pocket. Week 8, AI music for hip-hop beats and gaming soundtracks. Week 9, AI games for phone and app store games. We're making AI practical, powerful, and fun for everyone. No tech background, no problem. Whether you're a kid ready to build awesome projects or an adult looking to audit a class and learn, just show up. Spots are still open. It's just $100 per week, or you can unlock the whole summer for $500. Secure your spot right now at www.airheadinstitute.ai. Guided by your hosts, AI Junior and AI Johnny, we're keeping it bold, brainy, and built for real-world impact. Let's stop scrolling and start creating. Welcome to camp.